everybody, Willow here. Welcome to So Many Whatnots. If you've been here before, welcome. And if you are new, I am a quilter from South Central Pennsylvania, and this is my channel where I share about my sewing and quilting, and lately, embroidery. So, this week was pretty uneventful, but I did just have my dog's nails clipped by a mobile dog nail clipper. And let me tell you, awesome, totally awesome. So much easier with two big German shepherds than taking them off to the groomer or the vet to have their nails clipped. So yeah, I totally recommend if you have dogs and you have someone in the area who does that, totally recommend. 100%. All right, so, yeah, other than that, I don't have anything like personal to share other than my kids having a 4-day weekend. So they are off today and they were off Friday. And my son went on another college visit in West Virginia. So that's pretty cool. He's got a couple more coming up. So hopefully soon he will know where he's going to be going to college and where he'll be playing lacrosse and whatnot. And that's just pretty exciting. So he does have one offer already, one acceptance. The offer is coming. But he does have a spot on the team and at the school if he wants it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so let's get right into it. I don't have a ton to share. Again, I always say that, but I feel like this video might be a little shorter this week. Yeah, so, all right. First, the bear paw, because I have been working on bear paw a little bit, but not much. Okay, so 3, 4. Okay, last week I was working on these and I'm still working on them, but I don't have many more to do. And so that's my favorite print is right here. This one. Any color, my favorite. Okay. Okay, so I just have 4 blocks worth left. And there's 4 in each block. So I already have these all pinned up and ready to sew. I just need like maybe like, I don't know, 2 hours maybe to finish these. And then after that, hi, Katie. Hello. You can't come back here. There's no room for you. There's no room for you. You put your head up. Can you put your head up and show everyone who you are? No? Okay. Go on. Go downstairs. Bye-bye. I'll put a picture up if I can remember. Katie just came over to say hi. They're both up here today. They've been just constantly by me because my son was gone all weekend. And so they like kind of attached to me and my office space. And so she hoarded all her toys, brought all her toys up to the blanket that I have up here. My other shepherd and her have just been chilling up here. He's giving me a really mean glare right now because he doesn't like having his nails clipped. And it's kind of a look of betrayal. He's so funny. Oh, goodness. Okay, so next on the agenda for the bear paw is sewing these little squares to some of these, and then some of these to some of these. So I don't have a bear paw out right now, but I will just show you what I mean real quick here with a couple that probably don't even go together. Let me grab a board. And I'll share these next. So we'll just take those off of there. Okay. So the next step is to, this board's not big enough. All right. To sew together one strip per block like this. Okay. And then, oh, I'm just going to have to take two separate colors because that's what's on top. I'm doing all the same colors though. So this is just an example. None of these are ironed. All right. And then two of these will get a strip in the middle also. So I'm making 3 rows now. And then I can put this up here. Okay. It's much better when I have my overhead camera and all you can see is my desk. So, let's see. I need a chair that's not so squeaky. It might be time for a new one. My cats have destroyed this one. Okay, so I will make 2 of these, 1 of these, and then sew them all together in one big block. So that's the next step of what I have to do. And I probably won't get to that this week, but there is always the possibility. There's also always the possibility that quilts go in timeout because I get tired of them or frustrated with them. Or I'm just like, nope, not this week. My lattice has been in timeout for a while now. But I think I'm finally starting to feel like I want to get back into my hand quilting. And that just makes me happy because I just really wore myself out so much with my Christmas quilts. And I think I've said that like every week since Christmas. Is I wore myself out so much that I just haven't been able to quilt because I was doing it for like 8-10 hours a day. And I just got into some other stuff. But I think this week I will actually sit down and do some hand quilting on that. Because spring is coming and it's a spring quilt and I would like to use it. So, all right. That is Bear Paw. And I already marked that off my list. Okay. Next, I have Dear Jane. And with Dear Jane, I have an acquisition. And what I did, these were on sale. So I just picked up another one. This is Love Struck by Diehl. And like I said, it was on sale. So I just picked it up just to have another one. And because it was on sale. Because expensive fabric, I like sales. So I just got another one of the, these are the 10 by 10 inch squares. There's 42 pieces. I'm not going to open it. I think I showed you guys these before, or at least the, I may have already had it all out and organized, but I did show it with the, what's it called? Pennyberry Farm or something. Anyway, so these are like Diehl fabrics here. They've just got that really nice, like, oh, like there's one right there. That's the front. I've already used it in one of the Dear Jane blocks. I love this pink. I love the pinks. But yeah, some of these are from there and some are from the other collection. And there is one more collection coming soon that I plan to use in this quilt, but this was on sale, so I bought it. So there's going to be a little more Love Struck in it, probably. Maybe. I have no idea. There is no way I will not use this fabric, though. I love Diehl. And so no matter what, if it makes it in the quilt or not, I bought it for this quilt, but it will go in a quilt. And I do plan on making more than one Dear Jane because I really want to do a series on this, and I think I will. And so if it doesn't get used in this one, it'll get used in the one I do a series on when that happens. And I'm not sure. I kind of want to finish this whole quilt before I start that. And not necessarily finish the whole quilt per se, but at least finish all the blocks. Because I have been making notes. I sit down and I look at the picture and I say, okay, what makes sense? How is this logical? Let me get one out. I just did it for row. Oh, I do them as I go, but like, this is all my row A, except for the one I just finished. And then I put these all in baggies, but you can see, let me just get this out. So the one I just made, I will show that to you. A13 is one I made this week. And it's one of those odd ones. The seams are a little weird. But then I just printed out, so these are templates. Oh goodness, Hobbycraft, I think. I think it's called Hobbycraft. And I really like these templates. And I decided to go with these after photocopying the book and cutting that out. And I just thought, well, these are already done. They're a little different than the book because in the book, some of the way, it's Brenda, right? Yeah. Brenda Papadakis. Brenda P. The way Brenda P did it, they're a little different than the actual blocks. And whoever did Hobbycraft really tried to stay true to the blocks. So if you use the book, it works just fine. They look just like it. If you do these, you are doing it way closer to how Jane probably did it, if that makes sense. Either way is great. Either way is extremely close to the original. There's just a few little differences. Of course, if you're English paper piecing, there are a lot of blocks that are different just to make it so you can paper piece, I think. Anyways, whole other discussion that I know nothing about because I'm not paper piecing this and I don't have the paper piecing kit. I did try. I have it in here, actually. I'm not sure if I showed it, but I did start to paper piece that first block. You can see the back, the papers are different colors, so they're showing through differently. And I just didn't want to do the whole thing. I might finish this block because like I already have some of these. Yeah, I have all of these put together. But there's some really teeny tiny little pieces there. And I don't like flat back stitching when I'm doing paper piecing. I like to fold them and sew them while they're folded. And when I was reading up on this quilt, apparently you're supposed to do the flat back stitching where you keep it open to stitch it or something. I don't know how to do that. I watched some videos. It looks really simple, but it's not what I want to do. I like to fold mine, put a little clip on there, whip stitch it together and call it a day. And the reason they do that is because the thread, I guess, makes a little tiny bit of bulk and it can change the size. So anyways, either way, it works out. I totally got off track. I was not talking about English paper piecing, but I just did. Okay, let me put this stuff away. Okay, so anyways, back to the templates. All right, so this, I'm not sure if I showed these or not, but you can see I look at it, I take highlighters and I draw circles around like what I should do first. So for this one, it was like sew these together in a line, and then sew this in a piece, and then sew this in a piece, and then these sides, sew those in separate pieces. And then I wrote like assembly notes on like how to assemble it. I wrote out like how many pieces to cut out of which template. One of them I had cut backwards, I think, or something. That might have been a farmer's wife block, actually. I don't remember. Something I cut backwards. Like the wrong colors. Like I did the background out of the main color and the main color out of the background. So this is what I do. I just print these out, cut them out, color in, you know, what should be done. And then I color in, like, there's like this yellow around the whole thing. And so that's like sew this together first and then add these on. And then I did make a note. Sew the top and bottom to the center unit and then the sides, because they have these extra little stitches right here. And yeah, can't really explain my reasoning other than like in my head, it makes sense to do it this way. Some of them, I think there's like one, maybe one I didn't color. But for the most part, some of them I even colored in just to, so these I have colored in because it was really hard for me to count how many I needed. Oh, it's on this side. So there's like 16 of D for the background, but then there was also 4 Ds for the main print. And so I needed to color some in. And then, I don't want to get this one out, but I want to show you guys what I did. And then I did the same thing where I just kind of, hey, make these flying geese, make these half square triangles, make the center hourglass and put it together like a tic-tac-toe, like a 9 patch. But it looks like I drew a tic-tac-toe board. So anyways, that's how I do that. Now, last week I had cut, was it last week or the week before? I know I didn't work on this for 1 week because I was busy doing other things. But yeah, this is the last one in row A. And I just showed you guys this. So I really like that one. It's cute. And since I already pressed to that, I am just going to put this in the bundle. Put a little clippy on it, and there's row A. Row A is finished. Now there's 13 rows, so I have to make it to M. And then I'm still not done because I have to do all the triangles. So, yeah, nowhere even close to even a quarter of the way. Just 1 row. Okay. B1 bachelor buttons. That's this one. And these I appliqued on, circles are so hard. Look at those. They are absolutely terrible. But at the same time, you can tell it's hand sewn and handmade. So there's like, it's definitely not perfection. Yeah. I'll go with that. I was like, whatever, it's cute. They're very imperfect. So, a lot of times I will take the template, wrap the fabric around it and press it, and then take the paper out and put it on here and needle turn applique. I did I call it the Lori Holt method. think after this time I would know which way to point. This, you sew the fabric to interfacing and then you turn it inside out and you leave the interfacing on. I cut some of it out just to get rid of some bulk, especially where like I'll probably do all the quilting on the light on this one. And so these will probably get a little quilting on them. So that's how I did this. Either way is fine. I prefer the needle turn for something like this because they probably didn't use this method back in the day. But whatever works. It was the best method for those small circles for me. It might be different for you, but for me, I felt that I had done one with the other method and it didn't work out real well for me. So, okay, this one was so much fun. I really like doing this one. B2, Sweet Tater Pie. And I love the pink on that. So, this was probably one of my favorites. I need a picture for my thumbnail. All right. So yeah, I love this one. This is all stitching on the curve. This is not applique. And I feel like I'm getting good at making circles, stitching circles. It looks good to me. So I'm really happy with that one. This one I still have to press. I haven't had my iron out, but I didn't get the back pressed. I have been using an iron on these, a little bit of my roller on some of them, but for the most part, I've been using my iron. This is B3 Mirror Image. I really like that green. It's like an olive, yeah, I really like that. So, that's all I have for Dear Jane. Which is what, 4? Did I show you 4 of them? So I may or may not work on that this week again. We will just have to see what happens as the week goes on. Lots of coffee. It's another one of the pottery ones from a craft show. I love the drip. But yeah, so this is another pottery. I love the pottery. I think I'm just gonna, my kids always get me coffee mugs for like my birthday, Christmas. So I'm just gonna be like pottery mugs. So they're all, they're from craft shows. Like people make these, and I never got into pottery, but if I had, I feel like this is something I would have made. I just love that. It's so cute. And there's something hanging from it. Dust or cat hair or dog hair. Okay. Let's go over the Farmer's Wife real quick. And then I have one more thing to talk about, the Garden Friends. But I may yap on about that for a while. So let's do Farmer's Wife. This week I just did 3 blocks. I did 49 Catherine. And number 5, Anne. And these all need pressed. I did not press these yet. They're fluffy. And then number 36, Geneva, which I love. I love this. It looks like lattice. It's super cute. But yeah, they're all fluffy on the back and need pressed. I love this one. It's super cute. So those are the ones I made, and those will be not this week, but next week, I think. And so I do need to get ahead a little bit. So I'm going to try to get like 5 or 6 done this week, because I do plan at some point taking a whole week off of sewing. And I would like to be 2 weeks ahead, not 1. Right now I am 1 week ahead. So these are like for next week. I'd like to have, 2 or 3 for when I take a week off. And then this summer we might go to the beach. And so again, I want to be ahead so that I can just take the week and, they'll be scheduled. You guys will have content. I will be on the beach. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I'm going to try to get a little farther ahead this week, but I'm also really into my garden friends right now. So we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, and I want to do some hand quilting, and I have my bear paw. Like, I have so much going on right now. But sometimes, it depends how my hands feel. Like, this is a 2 hour. This is a 1.5 hour. I can do these in one day. 2, 3. It's 3.5 hours of sewing. And I usually record 3 out of 4 days during the week. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I record sometimes all 4 days and sometimes only 3 days. I think this week I did 2 days this week. And so that's like another reason I'm just a little behind, is because I think I only did 2 days. I must have had something going on to where I could only do, well, I know Friday it was getting my son out the door to his college visit. Yeah. So anyways, where was I? What was I talking? I'm getting phone messages. Okay. All right. Farmer's Wife. Blocks that are up right now that posted this week is 41 Granny. And I show these like so much because like I show you what I do, and then I show you the week they're coming, and then I show you the week where they're up. So you get to see these blocks like 3 times. Number 17, Bride. That one's up. Oh, that needs ironed. I still did not press that one. And number 4, Anne. I love that one too. The mustard. All right, let's see. Clip these. And then those will go in the bin. All right, and then coming up this week is Belle, number 13. That one took 1.5 hours. This is the one I ripped out because I sewed it wrong. So it's not quite 1.5 hours, but just beware when you're watching this one. I do put a little note in it. Do not sew this way. This is a mistake, but I left it in there so you guys could see what I did. And then I ripped it out and resewed it. So just, keep an eye out for that little note in this video that there is a mistake, and not to pin it that way. Don't sew that section with me or you'll be ripping it out too. So I'm going to put that at the top. All right. Number 22, Cat. That was a fun one and I really like the colors. And 27, Dinah. This one took me like 4 hours, I think. Yeah, my little note up here. 4 hours. And I always put the date I make it. So I made that on February 5th. I remember this one. I used the iron on this one because I really needed the center to sit flat, and it is a very tiny little pinwheel. My thumb just, covers that. I'll just put my finger on there. You can see how small that is. All right. So I'm just gonna set that back there now. Okay, now on to garden friends. I have been working on this tin for a long time now, and I got the coordinating fabric for it, and it's I believe it's a linen fabric. Anyways, on the back there's a little note. If you order this tin, there is a spot in your account at Missouri Star where they give you the templates that you can print out again. And one of my subscribers mentioned that in the comments because I had been tracing everything. And I still continued to trace a lot of them. This one I traced. Oh, look at that bee. How cute. I finally finished it. But then I thought for the smaller ones, like this little bee here. Look at that tiny little bee. There it is. I decided to try the little stickies. They're awesome. You can see they're still on there. I have not washed these out. I need to hang a little line so I can hang these up to dry with my little clippies. Just these clips. I'm just going to hang a little line and then use these little clippies. I should leave those out so I remember to do it. And just like hang these up to dry because they don't take long because they're linen. So I made 2 of the bees. And okay, so they're sending me a new tin because there were no instructions for card 32, but I had 2 of card 31. And then as I'm going with the peel and sticks, there were some missing and I had extras of others. And so I emailed them. They're sending me a new tin and then I'll send back this one. But for some reason my tin is just, it's not right. So I ended up making 2 ladybugs. Except now I think I'm a ladybug short, or it might be a dragonfly. I love the little ladybug. It's so cute. Let me put that up like this way. There we go. Adorable. So there's 2 of those. And then this one I did wash off. And this is a dragonfly. And it needs washed again because you can see all the all the black is still on there. There's a little bit of shrinkage. It did get really stiff. I did this one too. Another dragonfly. And you can see the little black specks in there. So I need to wash it out better. But it does come out. But I did those too. And washed those. And it gets a really wrinkly when you hang it up to dry. I don't know if you can really see that with the lighting. Oh, if I turn it there, you can see how wrinkly it is. And that's just like squeezing it out and stuff. I may use the method that I use for blocking knits where you lay flat on a towel and then you roll the towel up and then you press the towel to get all the water out, or as much as you can. That might work better than squishing, but we'll see what happens. Okay, and then I made all of these in this color, and it's a big stack of them. So all these are finished and they're just, oh, that one, actually, I forgot to see this one. I forgot to put the French knot in the middle. I have to go through and make sure I did that for all of these, and I'll do that later. But yeah, so there's a bunch of these. I'm not sure how many, 17, somewhere around 17. I need to leave those out. Come on, brain. See if the brain is working. Okay. It's not. Okay, so what I did for these to determine... Oh, my book is all over there, so I'm not going to show you the book. But in the book, the way they are placed, I wanted to get them pretty, like, where do you put it on a whole big square? Okay, you know? So what I did is I took the template and I laid it on here. None of these are ironed. And I traced it on there. And then I placed the stickers in the spot I wanted them. I think in the quilt, I think they go like this. And then some of them go like this. But either way, they are all on like a straight edge. And so that really helped get them all placed properly, was drawing the shape on here. And it's not going to affect it because that's the line I'm going to cut on anyway. Maybe not, because these do shrink just a little bit after they're washed. So it might be a problem, but it's pencil. It'll come out. So, and I didn't want to use the pen because the pen can leave marks. So yeah, I just threw it on there and placed them where I wanted them. And it seemed to work really good, and they all look pretty much the same. So that's what I did. And then I thought, oh, it is so nice to use the peel and sticks. I don't know why I didn't start from the beginning. The only problem is the way that I embroider. I don't always stick it through, grab it and stick it back up through. A lot of times I will use a sewing motion to like grab a stitch that I need, and it's a little harder to do. But satin stitch, everybody's favorite stitch, satin stitch. Probably my least favorite, to be honest, because it's really hard to get nice sharp corners, or not corners, edges. It's hard to get real nice lines. So much easier with this. I don't know why, but so much easier. Now, I have not washed this out because I just finished it this morning, right before the groomer lady showed up to clip my dog's nails. I finished this. So it's still in the hoop. I am using a little bit of a smaller hoop, and I like it for doing satin stitch. Not so much where I take a like sewing stitch type of stitch, which I don't do for satin stitch. But yeah, it's just a little tiny bit smaller, not much. But I use the peel and stick and I love it. And there's that one. And this was a lot of work. This took me like all day yesterday. And like I said, I finished it this morning. But look how pretty that is. I don't know if that's very focused. Trying to see. But this one, oh, I love it. I love it. And this is the most like intricate what I've done. Definitely the most to thread. The back doesn't look horrible even with all that thread, so that's good. This one makes me want to buy Ingrid's Wildflowers because I really like making flowers. Anyways, you might notice this is a different color than this. Oh, you can barely see the difference in color, but it is there because I finished all of this color. They're all done. So I am 1/3 of the way through this quilt. Yay. And so I'm just like, I want to make a bunch of flowers this week. Except they take so long that I may just get 1 or 2 done. So I don't expect to get a lot of these done this week, but I would like to maybe do 1 or 2 more. I have a lot of ambitions this week. It's a lot. I have a lot of things I want to do. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. Well, this is going to be a short video, guys. Yeah, peel and sticks, awesome. Oh, I do want to share one thing about the peel and sticks though. So this one stuck pretty good, but some of them don't stick well. And I think they're made to not stick all that great. They do stick better the more you work. But what I did is I started in the middle. Now I couldn't start exactly in the middle because there's nothing exactly in the middle. But I started with this right here. Did I? Did I start with that one? Or was it the blue? No, it was that. It was that one. Okay, so I started with this one. And that just kind of gets it anchored down. Now, I don't know if they're meant to not stick well, or if it's just because it's an older, like an older design and stuff. But like, as you go, they really do stick better. Like I'm having to peel this off. But at first they just don't stick great. And so I did do this one. And then I just kept moving like outward. So I think I did like the blue next. And then I think I did these. And these are supposed to be just satin stitch. But I did like the leaf stitch. And I really like how those turned out. I think they look better than just a plain satin because they have like that line in the middle that a leaf has. I think it's called leaf stitch. I'm not actually sure. But yeah, so that stitch is not in like any of the stitches that they tell you to do. But it looks so nice. So I did it. And there are some times that I change it. This in the middle here, I changed. That was supposed to be one in the middle and then like, I think 6 smaller ones around it, but I really like it with just one. And so I left it. So yeah, really excited. And I'm so excited about this. I bought my favorite things embroidery kit from Missouri Star. And I still think I might get Ingrid's Wildflowers, but I am going to hopefully see, like, I hope it goes on sale again. But they also have like the quilters cash. So I'll do something like that because I'm really into like not paying full price lately because they go on sale all the time. So yeah. So my favorite things I'm really excited for. And I think that's just straight stitching and they're really simple. If you've never embroidered, it's supposed to be really good for beginners. I did not bundle that. And so it may or may not be here for next week's video. I may do an unboxing for that one because I've been eyeing it since it came out. And when it came out, it sold out so fast. I mean, it sold out so fast because I was deciding if I wanted it or not. And by the time I decided that I wanted it, it sold out. So then I waited for it to come back. And then I was like, wait, do I really want this? And I was like, yes, I do. And so that's coming. I would like the Ingrid's Wildflowers. That'll have to wait. So hopefully that'll go on sale again. And if not, I might just make my own. They're just wildflowers, right? It would be cool to do like a quilt because I'm really into herbalism. It would be really fun to do like a quilt where like you just have like small little blocks of like herbs, just real simple, like a lavender sprig or like maybe 3 with a little bow, or, you know, just simple, dainty herbs. And they'd all be medicinal herbs because that's what I'm into. And so, yeah. So that's just like a thought that I have been throwing around for a very long time, actually. That may or may not happen, but if it does, it'll be during spring when I'm doing my herb garden. And that's coming very soon. Yeah, and I think I'm actually going to do a lot more herbs this year. So, see, I just ripped some of that off. You just put it in water. You just put it in water and it just melts away. It's actually really cool. It's a great idea. Whoever came up with this concept is a genius. I probably should have started doing it sooner, but I didn't. So that's that. Anyways, I think I was going off on a rabbit trail about my garden and herbalism. So I'm going to call it a day. And thank you for joining me. And I will see you next week. All right. Bye.